It says recent uptick in UFO sightings caused by drug smuggling Amazon drones. I guess the recent sightings of a lot of drones, they're saying that they're
UFOs.
No, yeah, they're the UFOs, but they're not. They're drones that are smuggling drugs.
Get out of here.
That's what the government's saying.
That's what they're saying, yeah. And carrying 11 to 22 pounds for more than a decade.
Stupid.
So, look. Let's go into this real quick. Do y'all believe in aliens or other entities?
I do.
I don't.
I do.
I do.
You do. That's 2 against 1, but I'm going to stand my ground because I don't.
I 1,000%.
Yeah, I haven't seen one.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's what, you know what I mean. I mean, that's how I look at things. You know.
Yeah. No, I 1,000%. Like, no, not even believe or think.
This is how we gonna kill him right now. So you believe in God?
I don't believe in nothing.
Stop. You're about.
I didn't stutter. Hey, I didn't stutter.
We got you, my boy.
I didn't
So
stutter.
you don't believe in God?
I don't believe in anything.
You don't believe in heaven, hell?
I believe that when you go, you just go. That's it.
Where do you go?
Lights out.
Oh shit!
Let me ask you something.
That's what I believe.
Yeah. Okay. That's
But
what
I
I'm
believe
saying.
in aliens.
Okay. What do you remember before you were born?
That's the thing.
I'm asking you. Be honest. What
nothing,
do you?
Nothing.
Okay.
That's the thing because I believe in reincarnation. So
I want to believe. Don't get me wrong. I do want to believe, my dog.
Yeah, I believe in reincarnation because we're spirits at the end of the day. So we're immortal beings. So we never die. So we're just trapped in a physical body in the physical realm. But we done lived multiple lives, multiple different times. We just don't remember.
That's deja vu.
That is deja vu.
That's what Weddle said. My
Literally.
voice is the same shit.
Literally. So how many times have you been somewhere and you're like, damn, I done seen this,
but you don't remember from where?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's things that trip me out. I'm gonna give you something right now that's gonna trip you out. Right? You believe in science?
I believe science is another word. I believe science is just another word that they use to discredit God.
But I'm saying, do you believe, like science? If they have a cure for certain diseases, which they do not. Okay, that's science, right? Right. But I'm saying, like, there's certain things in science, right? Well, I was reading this thing about scientists that studied the time zones, like here on Earth. If you go to Hawaii, you're 5 hours back, right?
Yep.
If you go to New York, you're 4 hours ahead.
Yep.
Right? That's essentially time travel at a minimum.
Yep.
Right? Okay. But when you go to space, the time travel gets quadrupled. So they say if you're like 65 million light years away, whoever's looking at Earth doesn't see us, they see the dinosaurs. So if that's the case, right, because it takes that long to travel, if that's the case, then we never die because somewhere there's a planet farther, and when we die, they're looking at us still.
But that's the thing. I agree with what you're saying, but I don't believe in like space. I don't think we could go so far up. I think we can go to the side. I believe in the firmament. So you
believe the firmament. You believe that the world is flat.
1,000%.
That's the firmament. Yeah,
firmament,
and that's what's in the Bible.
1,000%. It is in the Bible.
So the firmament is the water up top, water below, and it's flat, and we're in a dome. And the sun is closer to us than what we think it actually is. It's in the dome. You never heard of the firmament? It's in the Bible.
Let me ask ChatGPT, because ChatGPT says this.
Yeah.
Remember how they had a dome over the...
It's in the Bible, literally, like you said. That's why I said, I'm about to ask ChatGPT how far is the moon from us, right? Watch. How
it's a sick ass bust down, fool.
Is the moon? Oh, thank you, brother.
Rowdy has
that AP.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the Royal Oak AP. Oh yeah, and speaking of Rowdy, free my brother Rowdy Rax.
Free Rowdy.
He coming out soon.
That's the boy right there.
The hottest Latino rapper. Let's say that.
Oh, for sure.
A fact.
Like I told this fool.
Lyrically, everything, bar for bar. Oh, yeah. Nobody's fucking with him.
We had Rowdy when he was coming up, and then when he was popping, he came back. Like,
Rowdy goes crazy.
Boy.
Rowdy goes crazy.
Hey, but Rowdy, you gotta change them damn fucking cups you gave me, dog. The shit fell off, man. He gave me some shit that said Rowdy Rax. And like RR. And I was like, oh, this is a tight cup. And I fucking poured one drink in there and the water got on and the shit came right off. I was like,
that's probably a prototype.
That's a prototype. I paid him for that shit though.
Prototype. He was getting it right.
I got him on the plugs. I got the plugs for
him. He had to get it right. So look. It says and we're gonna get back into Rowdy after we finish this. Look, it says Earth is approximately 384,000 miles away from the moon. So if something is that far, how the fuck could you see it with your naked eye? Makes no sense.
Yeah, true.
It makes no sense. Look, if you walk down the street, if you walk down the street 10 miles, could I see you?
No.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
So how the fuck could I see something 300, almost 400,000 miles away?
Because it's big?
They say because of the light, but I agree in certain...
Because it's a hologram. It's fake.
That makes sense.
It's fake. It's not real. That's some Hollywood shit. Look, they faked the fucking moon.
You think the moon's a hologram?
Yes.
I think they fake landed the moon, but I don't think the moon's a hologram. They
said that. They came out and they actually said that. That shit is in like CIA documents to where they said... So you're telling me the sun is a hologram? I believe so.
That shit's hot as fuck.
I believe it's made. I think like the moon...
But you feel, wait a minute, but you feel the sun though.
Yeah,
it can't be a hologram. There's no way the sun could be a hologram.
Look, it's like this.
I'll tell you this. How about this? When they're in space... Right, I'll tell you like this. I'll put it so: if you're in a bathroom, right, and you turn on the light, it's a round light, right? Mm-hmm. The light shines where? Everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It hits the toilet, the whole room's lit up. The sun is a trillion times stronger than a light bulb, supposedly, right? But when it lights up, it only hits our Earth. It doesn't hit the rest of the space. When they're in there, everything's black, but the Earth is shining.
No, when I saw the...
Isn't that weird? I don't know. I think
me personally, I just don't really believe anything that they put out to mainstream media. It's just like, how could you believe a government that blatantly, openly poisons you and your kids and your children every day? Like, all this food and everything that we get is poison. And they know that. Like, food is the original drug. Food is worse than... any drug you could take is worse than heroin, fucking dope, this, that, whatever.
McDonald's will kill you worse than fentanyl.
Here's a crazy one that I always thought, right? When you see them fools up on the moon landing, why aren't they blinded? When we down here and we look at the moon, that shit's bright as fuck.
Brother, they came out and they said that the moon landing was a fucking Hollywood
They found the spot. They found the spot. I saw a TikTok where there was a fool like in the mountain somewhere, and he was showing you that it was the same landing, and he was showing you the little structures. I was like, it's right there.
It's right there.
But I feel like it's life, right? Like when you go back to the firmament, right? If you believe in that, then what do you believe? Where do you believe the sun and the moon is at then? If you believe in the firmament, you have to believe that all that's inside the firmament. Because that's what it says. It's like because I'm not agreeing with anything we're talking about, but I do like study it and stuff. And the firmament is a dome, right? And inside the dome, that's where the sun and the moon are at. So you would have to believe that it's closer than what they really are.
Definitely. I done read some shit to where they said these are CIA whistleblowers and stuff, government whistleblowers, to where they said the moon is a fucking base. It's like a ship.
Oh shit.
Like a base, like a real like.
So if something happens, maybe we go over there. I don't know.
Remember the movie King Kong? Remember where they got him trapped inside like a fucking bubble?
Dome.
And everything looks real, and then he fucking throws something and it cracks it. It's like, you think it's something like that?
And I do for sure.
Yeah, I think about things like that too, like because I fly a lot. I fly quite frequently, and I always notice like we only go forward and we never go higher than what's the amount needed to go high. Like we'll stay. They'll say we'll reach max elevation. And they never go like higher or nothing.
And that's the thing. If the Earth is a dome, right? Why the fuck how are we flying straight to get way over there?
Well, they say the Earth spins, so you don't have to turn because the Earth is already spinning. No?
But that's bullshit.
It sounds like bullshit.
That shit just sounds retarded.
It's crazy,
it sounds like bullshit.
It sounds. That's like we can get a ball, right? We can get a spear and get something and spin the ball. Is that shit? No, that motherfucker's gonna have to.
Yeah.
This is a lot of stuff. I
don't believe that.
I don't think we're meant to know anything.
That's crazy.
I think I think we are.
You think so? I don't think we're meant to know the truth.
we just forgot and we don't remember.
Or we don't care because
we don't tap into. That's the thing
with the bullshit.
We don't tap into our spiritual godliness. So like, I'm a person, I believe we're all gods. Now I believe there's a higher power, like there's the highest God, but I believe we're all gods, we're all kings. That's like in the Bible, right? In the Bible it said we are going to make man in our image. Who the fuck is God talking to? Who the fuck is we?
Who
the fuck is we? And then another thing in the Bible, when Adam and Eve ate the apple and shit, right? Adam told God, well, God, if I go out there, they're going to kill me. Who the fuck is going to kill you? I thought you're the only person on earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is in the Bible, but nobody's questioning that. He said, God, but if I go out there, they're going to kill me. God said, no, I'm going to put my mark and my stamp on you so they know that you are my property. It's like a woman. It's like, you know, we're all men, we got women. It's like, okay, I'm going to stamp this bitch so niggas know this is my bitch. Nobody's going to fuck with her.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But there's 100 niggas in the room, so we know I stamped this bitch so niggas know if you fucking with that bitch, you're fucking with me.
So what do you think was out there?
Other gods. Other entities.
Other
gods.
Yeah.
Other gods. That's why I don't believe what people worship in religions. I don't think it is the highest power of God. I think it's certain gods. Certain gods, for sure.
The homie, my homeboy, we have a late night pod. We do a pod. We're actually doing one tonight at 11 p.m. And we just talk about random shit. Mm-hmm. But the homeboy likes to talk about like alien shit and like God and shit like that. And he said, he goes, every planet, he goes, we're temporary on this planet. He goes, we're just raping it of all its resources.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He goes, every other planet that's behind us, they're all planets that we were on at one point.
No, 1,000%.
And we used all their shit. He goes, that's why we're trying to figure out how to get off of this one now, because eventually we're going to rape this one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's on to
agree.
the next. And he goes, look at Mars. It's all dried up. There used to be water there. We took everything from it.
It's just like, look at technology, right? Technology to me is just another word for magic. Because how could I be in Africa and you could be right here in California and we could be talking on the phone with each other?
Yeah, that's wild.
Now, a scientist is going to tell you some bullshit explanation with, there's this, that, a whole bunch of big ass, dumb ass words that we can't, you know what I mean? Yeah. The waves and this. That's just another way for saying magic.
Yeah.
A spiritual portal that we fucking open to where I could be talking to you and I'm in fucking London.
I didn't think of that. That could be a portal.
And where do we get that technology from?
And there probably is a way to get through to it, like your whole body, but they ain't giving us that.
They're not.
So they're giving us just the phone.
The government knows everything.
Yeah, they're giving us a little taste.
The government knows everything. It's like, look, fucking, we got brand new iPhones, right? The brand new iPhones that we got today, they had that shit 30 years ago.
Yeah.
The government just barely released it to us now.
Yeah. Remember the big phones they had in the 90s?
Yeah.
The big giant ones? Yeah.
No, but that's true though. They send the signal through the frequency, through the waves, through the Bluetooth. But think about how crazy that sounds though, fool. Like,
tell me that's not a magic spiritual portal.
A video through the, like, through what? Through thin air?
Through what? Exactly. How the fuck can I record us live?
In real time, though. Like,
and then send it to you magically across a fucking magical portal.
Or FaceTime in real time.
Yeah.
Well, it's what you said. They just have a different word for it. It's just technology.
Literally.
Yeah, that's what
my
it is.
My homeboy said it's like the movie The Terminator. He said it's just like the Terminator. He said, what's that shit called in the movie? The Skynet.
Skynet.
He goes,
no,
Skynet,
for sure.
Dog. He goes, fool, it's just like that. He goes, all these big ass companies are doing this, doing that, blah blah blah. Like the way he broke it down, it makes sense.
Yeah,
they are for sure. And man, everything is about money and power. Everything is about money and power. Everything is a company and a corporation. So people look at religion, right? Christianity is a corporation. It's a company. Islam, which is Muslims, that's a corporation. It's a company.
Yeah.
It's not what people think. Everything is about control and money. Money, power, and control.
It's all control. For sure.
All control.
Yeah, fact.
And then like you said, they create a society to where they're like, okay, how do we keep these motherfuckers from the truths of who they truly are. Because I'm an individual, like I said, I believe everything is mental and spiritual. So I believe if we fully tap into our true selves, we're able to walk on water. It's like, look, this wall, right? These walls that we got around us, they only exist because our mind put it there.
True.
If we think that the wall is not there, it's not there. It's like pain.
Run through that right now, fool. Just think about it.
You go first.
But for real though,
it's like when you're playing a video game. They say this. They say when you're playing like Call of Duty or whatever, like the map hasn't rendered on the other end. It's still there. You just don't see it because it hasn't rendered. You got to get there for it to render. And sometimes I be driving and I see big ass mountains, and I be thinking that shit like, damn, that shit just popped up there because I got there. It's just rendered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just there.
It's just wild, dog.
And then they put everything in plain sight. Like everything that is really going on, they put that shit in the movie.
Yeah, they tell you.
And people are so like out of touch. Yeah. People are so oh no, it's just a movie.
It's just a movie, yo.
No, that's real life.
Yeah.
Look at the
that's
fucking
something that someone thought of.
Look at the Simpsons. Mind. Why has the Simpsons been predicting all this fucking shit? The Simpsons, and then movies like TV shows like fucking. What's that shit on Adult Swim? Fucking South Park, shit like that. Yeah. Why have the Simpsons been predicting shit way back in the fucking 90s that's happening now?
Well, they predicted 9/11. There's a magazine that Bart's holding up, and it has the Twin Towers, and there's a 9 next to it. 9 and 2 towers, 1-1, 9/11.
Yeah.
There's an episode. There's an episode of fucking Donald Trump becoming president on South Park.
Oh yeah.
Way before he did.
And Kobe. There's an episode where they predict a helicopter crash, and that's crazy. Yeah, like that's really happening in real life. Yeah. I mean, if you can think it, then I always said that when I was young. If you could think it, it could happen.
No, definitely.
Because the mind is strong.
The mind is powerful.
And those guys thinking those ideas, they're on some
definitely
ahead of shit of what we're thinking.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, like that dude that does those movies, Saws.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like who's thinking of those?
That's the thing.
Fucking traps and
that's what I'm saying. That's not real. Tell me, you're telling me people's not doing that?
That could be real, for sure.
And I'm a firm believer in exactly what you said. So who the fuck could come up with an idea like Avatar? Who the fuck could just think of that out of thin air? And the thing about human beings, we're not that intelligent. We just download memories. So that's why I'm a firm believer of, people's parents been saying this shit since day one. Nothing's new under the sun. Nothing's new under the sun. The shit that y'all wearing now, we was wearing that shit way back in the day. I know your parents told me that. My parents told me that. Nothing's new under the sun. We're not that intelligent. We just download it. We just download memory.
So what do you think happens after death?
Whew. I think you go to another me personally, I think you go to a totally different realm. Whatever that realm is, I think you go to a different realm. But I think everybody goes to different places depending on how much you tapped in with your spiritual self. Mm-hmm. Like ignorance is not knowing who you are. So if you don't know who you are, I think that's what causes you to go to places like hell. Not saying like burning hell, what they call it, but like places you don't want to go because you don't know who your true self is. If you know your true self, you know your purpose in life. When you know your purpose in life, you do nothing outside of that. That's like if my purpose is basketball, right? Everything that I do is evolved around basketball. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
Like point blank, period. So I believe as humans, us not knowing our true selves, we go outside of our purpose. So we don't know our true purpose. So that causes us to get stuck in places that we don't want to go. And we call it hell.
Yeah, it's like when they say the body don't leave, or the soul stays behind, when you die.
Yeah.
Because you stay roaming because, whatever. It's just wild, bro.
This shit is crazy.
I
think the government is ran by extraterrestrial beings. I don't think the higher government, I'm talking about individuals that are
what shit you smoking, my dog? but you're saying the government is aliens?
Well, they say the aliens walk among us. We just don't see them, dog. We don't know who they are.
Oh, man. They could be all this shit we're thinking about. I'd rather just take a dirt nap, dog.
No, for real. Like all
right, so here's a good
night.
one. Here, ask the freezing question.